Welcome to the TV and Tea podcast. I'm Adriana.
And I'm Selena.
And we are two sisters that have decided to let the internet into the conversations that we have about TV and pop culture over endless cups of tea. In our house, the reoccurring questions are, is it tea time? To which the answer is always yes.
And what are we watching? So pour yourself a cup and get ready to get into it.
Hey guys!
Hey guys, what's up everybody?
Welcome back to another week of the show.
Another week.
How you doing? Out there?
We out here. I'm literally so tired.
Again?
School.
It's the wake up early.
It's the wake up early for me, you guys.
I actually, I'm not a morning person. I have terrible insomnia. I don't sleep well. So anything in the morning is just, not my jam. At all.
I feel you, but we here, we ready. I got my cuppa. Gonna wake me up a little bit.
Cheers.
Grab a cuppa, everybody.
Yes, and let's get into the show this week. So catch us up. Hopefully your quote is not sleepy.
Oh, my quote is fun.
Okay,
so it's from Grace and Frankie. Do you watch that show?
Yes, I do. I watch everything.
You do watch everything. And I think that is the one comedy that I actually really enjoy.
Okay.
I feel like Aparna from Indian Matchmaking, that she's like, I hate comedy.
Okay.
I feel like her sometimes when you're talking about these comedies and I'm just not with it. But
you know what's weird though? I don't really think of myself as a comedy person either. I don't know. There's a lot of comedies that I'm I have no interest in.
I have no interest in any of them. But anyways, my quote is, I'm an amateur sleuth with limited self-control and a computer.
Okay.
So that quote is because if you guys don't know, I'm in journalism school. And this semester I'm actually taking a researching class.
Ooh.
And my professor, I like him, but he's a little weird. He's showing us how to find people's addresses and phone numbers.
Okay.
And of course I'm looking up myself every chance I get. Every time he shows us a new thing, I'm okay, let me look up myself, every person I've ever known. It's really fun. So that's what I've been doing this week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and something funny, whenever I look up myself, it always shows that my net worth is kind of high. And I'm just I don't own anything. I'm broke. I'm a broke little college student. So yeah, isn't that weird?
That is kind of weird.
Crazy.
But hey, watch out. Everything is on the internet.
Everything
really
is out there. It's so crazy. And it reminds me of Joe from You.
Uh-huh.
The social media stalking is one thing, but if you really wanted to be a real stalker out here like him,
you could be.
You could be so easily. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. My internet stalker is back. He started watching the show. I can tell. And he commented on something.
Oh my gosh, what did he say? Okay, so if you guys don't know, nobody knows. Adriana has a stalker.
I've had a stalker for maybe the past 12 years. And he just stalks me on the internet.
But you have to say what,
Okay, so he, the first message I ever got from him was, this long letter about me being his, long-lost daughter and how he was my father. And so it was just, so weird. I, remember when I got the message, I was, it was, very shortly after I got on Facebook, so this is, 2008. And he was my daughter, I've missed you, I've longed to see you, all this crap. And I showed my mom, and my mom was who is this crazy looking man?
Yeah.
And I was I have no idea, but he's claiming to be my father. My mom's oh, okay, all right, what are we supposed to do with this information? Your father. You were raised with your father. I don't understand what
Yeah.
And it's this old man. He lives in Haiti, and so he has messaged my friends. He will just. He's blocked on everything, but somehow he manages to break through every so often, and he'll message my friends. He'll mention us. So me and my friends, we call him Papa. So shout out to Papa. I see that you're back.
That is so crazy, though. It's been so long, and this
so
man is
long.
still on that.
But you know what's weird, though? He's not the only person that has messaged me like that. Like, I've gotten, like, one other message from another guy that was, like trying to be my father. Like, old men really love me. In a weird way. Like, even at, like, when I was in high school, but, like, 18 and going to, like, all ages clubs. And you know those, like, creepy old men that be in the club? Like, the old men that were, like, daddy's age, they would always, like, love me. And they'd be like, let me take you to dinner. And, like, old men just really love me. And it's just very, very strange.
This is insane. I didn't know my quote was going to spark this.
Yes, so that...
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay,
beware.
Beware, yeah. But you know what I was actually laughing about before we started?
What?
Okay, so I went on Facebook, and I never checked my Facebook, but I was like, I don't know why, I just thought to check it. And remember Creepy Stalker from high school?
Oh,
He just requested me on Facebook, and I was looking through his posts, and he is like creepy as ever. So I had a stalker as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna be sleuthing out here. Oh my gosh, I could sleuth on him now. No, I'm not going to.
Okay, well, very weird. My quote is just like totally not like that. Comes from Lisa Vanderpump from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and she says, "Life isn't all diamonds and rosé, but it should be." And I just feel like
I like that.
My friends and I have been talking about doing like a spa day, and I just want to like luxuriate. I have a nail appointment this weekend, and I just want to drink all the wine at our little family gathering on Saturday, and I just want to be like drunk and just have like a great holiday weekend. It's Labor Day weekend.
It is. I didn't even realize.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I might go to a friend's barbecue, and yeah, I'm just excited for the weekend. Okay. I just want it to be like lovely, darling.
Fun. I love that for you.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good way to kick off the episode.
Yes. So let's get into it. We are circling back to a show that we spoke about, what was that, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 episodes.
Hanna. And we have watched the second season.
We love Hanna.
And it's on Amazon. If you haven't listened to the first part of this conversation, go ahead and go back to, I think it's episode 21, where we spoke about season 1 in depth, catch up, and then join us back here. So season 2, how did you feel?
I loved season 2.
Right?
Okay, because I love a makeover.
We
Hanna blonde, everything.
She dyes her hair, she goes ice blonde, she's icy.
I love it.
And yeah, I love the new look.
I love the new look, and I have many notes.
But
overall, I loved the show.
Okay.
I loved this season. And you were scared that I wouldn't like it because it is a little bit different from season 1.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think it does stay true to
the story
and like the root and the core of the show.
I think it's like another iteration of her like joining the world, becoming a member of society, learning about herself, developing as a teenager and as a woman and as just a person within the world.
Yeah.
And with connections to other human beings.
And it stays true to the kind of teen drama thing, because we learn about the other girls and they start to interact with each other, and they are in this place called the Meadows, which is kind of like a weird training camp high school. Yeah, it's like a weird boarding school. So in season 1 we ended off with the girls that were like Hanna. They were being transported by, you know, the company that's running this program, and they have ended up in this place called the Meadows, and it's basically like a boarding school type situation where they're integrating the girls into society. They're teaching them how to, you know, they're teaching them about the world and socialization training, and they're giving them backstories, and they're giving them their covers, and you know, it's all about learning about their place in the world and building this kind of like cover and life for themselves as these like undercover super spies. Which is, I thought it was really interesting because they earned money, and they had to go to the cafe and buy things, and you know, they got these scrapbooks, and they got
their rooms decorated, like, of their homes, quote unquote, and their families, even though all of this is just a cover story. They didn't just, like, say, like, this is your cover. They really gave them a life to, like, connect to and like, ingrain within themselves, which I thought was interesting.
I thought it was interesting, and I also thought it was very important, because isn't it crazy how people have to learn how to be in the world? Like, people don't just know things.
No.
And it's very evident in the show, and I think they did a really good job of doing that, because even when Sandy went into the world, she was kind of weird. They asked her about her name, like, oh, did your parents love Greece? And she had never even seen Greece.
Yeah.
And then the other girl, Clara, like, she struggles a little bit. She has a little bit of flirtation with the guy in her apartment building. Yeah, and, like, I don't even think she really knew that he was flirting, like, how to navigate that. Yeah. And he asked her on a date, she didn't make it, whatever, she ended up going with her mom, but, like, still, it was interesting to see that, and I thought that was very smart.
Yes, and, like, even when they were in the meadows and the girl has the idea to throw a party, and she has to, they steal alcohol, and they have to distract him, and they're flirting, and, like, they have come up with this idea of, like, stealing alcohol and, you know, doing something that is bad or against the rules, and that's a part of, like, becoming an adolescent,
that's a part of growing
up and, like, learning how to lie and deceive people, and to, you know, to figure out a way to, like, get the ultimate job done, which is their main objective, you know, in the world as spies. And I just thought that was like an interesting lesson that they knew that they needed to teach them, because the guy, I don't remember his name. Leo.
He was cute, by the way.
He was very cute. I felt like at first I thought, like, oh, like, are you tall? But then he didn't seem, like, super tall, but he was very handsome.
Very good looking.
Very handsome. But yeah, like, he knew, like, they have to go through this to feel like a complete adult, a complete teenager, like, you know, I just like that they, like, some of them were, like, reading books and watching movies, and, you know, they were seeing the world, but then they also had to, like, act that out and experience it for themselves as well. I thought that was cool.
I'm gonna take you guys a little bit back, though.
Okay.
Because I have notes from, like, episode 1.
Okay.
So one of the first things I noticed is that Hanna was treating Clara the same way her dad treated her in the forest. It was very, like, I'm here to protect you. These are the rules. I'm trying to keep you safe. And Clara was kind of like, I didn't ask for this.
Yes.
And then also, Hanna was very emotionally unavailable, just like her father was to her at times. You know, they would sleep together at night and he would caress her hair, but whenever she would ask a question, he would shut down.
Yeah.
Hanna did exactly that to Clara when Clara asked her about her past and her dad.
Yeah.
And I think that is, well, we know that's what ultimately set off the chain of events of this season.
Yeah.
Clara doesn't trust Hanna, even though she knows that she should and she's keeping her safe. So she goes out and breaks the rules, which is exactly what we see Hanna do in season 1.
Yeah. It was an interesting parallel that they were raised in very different circumstances, but ultimately very similar ways.
They're the same.
And they are mirroring the same behaviors on both ends. I thought that was interesting too. I like that a lot.
My other thing, I have a critique.
Okay.
I didn't like how, and I don't know if this is bad, but, like, they made Clara extremely aggressive in, like, the first couple episodes. And I was just like, they really got this little black girl, like, screaming at the people, like, and then a Sandy, little blonde white girl, just like,
And then they get into a fight and she like beats her up. Yeah, I didn't like that either.
I wasn't feeling that. I was like, why y'all gotta make her, like, so mean and angry?
Like, I know,
just because she's black.
Even though her facial expressions, like, she was just always so, like, tense and aggressive. And yeah, I thought that too. That's so funny that you thought that.
I was just like, I don't know how I feel about this, but whatever. Towards the end of the season, I feel like they did her a little bit better. And also she got a little cute too.
They did get cute. Like, I don't know why it shocked me, but, like, I think it might have been Clara. She, like, in one scene, she came out wearing a crop top, and I was just, like, shocked.
Yeah, right?
I was like, all right, you got the stomach out, you got the abs showing. I was like, okay, girl, get it.
Yeah, and then they had her in these cute braids in the last couple episodes.
Yes.
I was like, yes.
The hair was on fleek.
I was here
and, like,
for it.
her hair kept changing. I like that they gave her, like, she was styled.
Yeah, they gave her looks. Give
Yes.
us a look.
I appreciated that a lot for her. I was so shocked when I saw that crop top. I was like, what?
Yeah. And I feel like it's weird because we know these girls are so young. And, like, it's always weird for me to see young girls, like, doing grown things. So, like, them dressing like that, it was just like, wow. And even when I watched Euphoria, I knew they were supposed to be, like, 16, 17.
Mm-hmm.
So to see them be intimate, I was like, oh my God. But, I mean, that's what kids do.
Yeah. I mean, it's that... The entire time I was watching it, I kept thinking, like, I wonder how old these actresses are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because they all just look like such babies.
Sandy looks so young.
Like, she looks like she's 12.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I just... They just look so innocent and impressionable. And it's like you feel for them because they really have no... They have, like, no ties that feel emotionally connected to them.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw that when, you know, they have these, like, Facebook pages made for them, and they're essentially chatting with their family members back home, and they're developing these bonds, and it's like that's the only emotional outlet they have.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that was just so sad because on the other end of it, it's someone who essentially is just doing a job and who is talking to everyone like this. It's not like a personal reaction. And you see how she, on the other end, I don't remember the character's name, of course.
I don't remember her name either, yeah.
She gets emotional and she gets attached to them, and she's invested in, like, their growth and their development, and she, like, is trying to figure out the best way of walking them through this kind of, like, emotional journey as well as the physical and all of that other stuff that they're learning as well, which I thought was, I mean, it's kind of sad.
It's so sad, and I guess they make them look young on purpose. Because to watch a spy show and you see them being taken care of, they're, like, in this big place, like, the Meadows kind of reminded me of the academy Jennifer Lawrence went to in Red Sparrow. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that. And they wanted to be there, so it was like, whatever. But to see these young girls training to kill, to be weapons, like, to see that the Meadows is nice, like, you kind of start to get more comfortable, but then you realize how young they are because of how they look, and you realize, no, this is not okay.
Yeah.
We should be trying to bring this place down.
Right.
You know? It's good. The show is very subtle.
Yes. And, like, you see, I like the unfolded mystery. Then the second half of the season, they go out on their first mission, and they're investigating, you know, a leaker that's going to go to a journalist and is going to expose their program. But they don't... Do they originally sell it to the girls like that?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So he was going to give them false information.
He was going to reveal sensitive information to their operation.
Yes. So, you know, they go undercover and they're trying to figure out who the leaker is. They're trying to figure out who they're going to be in contact with. And to see them, like, out in the world pretending to be, like, college students, like, living in these, like, random countries by themselves and having to figure out what to do and ultimately kill somebody, assassinate somebody, is just, like, you're just, like, they're too young for this. They're not ready. Like,
yeah.
You feel like, oh my God, how, like, that's so much pressure.
So much pressure. And you definitely see that come full circle when Sandy flips at the end.
Yeah.
So throughout the season, if you guys have watched it, you know, we follow Sandy. She's one of the trainees at the Meadows, and she is, like, the sweetest girl. She becomes really attached to her fake family, and she seems, like, very timid, emotional, like just a sweet girl.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the season, she becomes this ruthless killer because that's what these people have trained her for, and she becomes so angry.
But I feel like they set that up like really well because she is so impressionable, and she really took to the process. She was like the first one to like integrate with the clothes and to take on her name, and she really is completely dedicated to the cause. Like she's die hard, all about this, like no questions asked. So I feel like it actually made sense that she was the person to turn into this ruthless, cold-blooded killer at the end, because she is all about the mission, all about the purpose.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't, a part of it also is like, this is the only life and connection I have, and so I'm having to attach myself to it for my own survival, like mentally, not just physically.
Yeah, I understand Sandy's psychology, but throughout the season, you just see her like a girl. You see her like a little teenager, and then at the end, it's just like, no, she is a cold-blooded assassin.
Yeah.
It was very shocking, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I think that was her trajectory, and I'm glad that they took her there.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't want to see her cry after she killed someone. I wanted to see her be what she was meant to be.
Yeah, I liked how we got there. And throughout the season, Marissa? Is that her name?
Marissa Wiegler, yes.
Wiegler.
I love these German names, by the way. I love a foreign show.
Oh, so do I.
Yeah.
Anything set in Europe, I'm like all about. Like, I hate American TV. I just like that they kept her alive, for one.
Yes.
And
how did she survive, by the way?
Oh my god.
They never explained that.
The amount of stuff that happened to her, I just like, I can't.
She's just going through it. She's getting thrown around the whole season.
Shot, tortured, blown out of a car.
She's a bad one.
She crashed her own car, drove into a tree. Like, she was real active. But I like that she was kind of like the angel in the sky for Hanna throughout the entire series. You know, she kept her safe at the end of season 1, at the beginning of season 2, and, you know, housed her, changed her appearance, got her, a fake passport, like a plan to escape.
Yeah.
And even when Hanna and Clara end up back in the meadows, like integrated into the program, she's still trying to get them out, find her. And when they do come out and are in the real world, she's got, you know, a backup plan, and she's got an escape for them. And she tries to break her out of the meadows twice. And she doesn't stop. She does not stop. She is like all about protecting Hanna, getting back to her, like really like a lifeline. She shows up in Barcelona at the end. Like, I was just like, damn girl, like you are really like coming through in the clutch when she needs you.
So because the show is so subtle, I don't know if you noticed this, but I feel like they really positioned Hanna and Marissa as mother and daughter.
Oh, for sure.
Like, even when Hanna was in Paris, she had Marissa saved in the phone as mom.
Yeah.
You saw that, right? And then Marissa is always saving the day, even when she has to be in front of people. Yeah, this is my daughter. We even saw that in season 1. And Hanna really needs that, you know? Her dad's dead. She doesn't have anyone. So for Marissa to step up, let go of her guilt, and say, no, I'm gonna protect this girl now as if she's my own child. Like, that was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah, I liked it too. I like the evolution that she's on from season 1 being hunting her to season 2 protecting her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love it when shows adopt the theme of like the family that you pick. Not necessarily the family that you're born with.
Yes,
yeah,
I love that.
Because Eric was that for Hanna, and then Marissa goes on to be that for Hanna as well. I loved it.
And same thing with Clara. Clara is like a pseudo-sister for her as well, which is just, I like this kind of like unit that they've all kind of picked and formed with one another.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you know, Marissa's back in the program. She's taken over. She's like
smart. She is such a good character.
She is. Wait, what did you think of what's his name? Dylan McDermott's character? The
one?
guy that ran the Meadows.
Oh, him. He was soft.
Right?
He was so soft.
And at the end, okay, so, this journalist that's uncovering this mystery, it's basically he had revealed to this man, the plan, the reason for this program.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to assassinate people that would be
Threats in the future.
Threats in the future. Some of the people on the list being kids or being very young people. And, it's like a group of people that have vowed to, do anything they can to stop this plan, this long-term plan from playing out. And he is really doing all of this for that plan, but also to protect his own ass from his bosses. I think it's just interesting that there's like always someone above.
Yeah.
Like there's always somebody else that's in charge above the people that we see that we haven't seen yet. And it's like every season we're gonna get a little bit closer to that. Like now we know like what their plan was, what the original intent with this program was.
Mm-hmm.
And now at the end, Marissa and Hanna are really kind of dedicating themselves to figuring out all the players on that next level and taking them down.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens season 3, which we won't get for a really long time.
Oh, that makes me so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because season 2 just came out at some point during quarantine, like I think in May. So we're in for a long haul, at least a year until we get a 3rd season. But I think they set it up very interesting. And, then again, we've got Hanna back on, like, offense. She, in these past 2 seasons, she's been on the run, and now she's going to be on the hunt. And I think that's going to be an interesting change in her own, like, development.
I want to talk about the evolution of Hanna.
Okay?
Because I feel like the old Hanna died when she dyed her hair. Like, she was a new bitch in this season.
Yeah.
Okay? Because she has no one. Her dad died. We see throughout the season that was extremely traumatic for her.
Mm-hmm.
And in season 1, you kind of see Hanna as, like, a superhuman because she did have that background of her dad, like, training her, pushing her. Like, she did have a unit around her. And now she's on her own. Sandy, in one of the scenes, talks about Hanna's eyes. Actually, she talks about Hanna's eyes a couple of times. She's like, I see this sadness behind her. I see this emptiness behind her. Before, when I first saw her, she looked wild. And we have really seen a change in Hanna. She was this wild girl with her dad on the run in season 1. And she is really, in season 2, this broken, kind of cold, distrustful of the world person. And recluse, yeah. She really becomes even more ruthless, even more cold-blooded, and like she doesn't know where to go in this season. She doesn't know whether to go with the people who have been chasing her all this time, or like venture off on her own, or take the people down. Like, I feel like it's characteristic of most 18-year-olds when they're deciding what to do with their lives. There's a nice parallel between there, because she's still a kid. We talked about that when we were discussing season 1. This is about her and how she's growing up.
And at the end of season 2, you see her cut her hair again. And dye it back again. And she does. There is a little bit of a switch that's flipped, because she is now on the side of, I'm not going to be with these people that hunted me, these people that created me. I'm now dedicating myself to taking them down in whatever capacity I can. And that's how she's now teamed up with Marissa again, but on the other side of things.
You know what I think it is? It's a hybrid Hanna, because at one point she says, I'm gonna do what Eric trained me to do, which was take these people down. So she's getting back to her roots a little bit, but also using what she's learned in this time to be brand new once again.
Right. That's a good point.
Right? It was every time a girl cuts her hair, she's new.
She's gonna change her life, people.
She's new, yeah.
That's true. Yeah, for sure. it was a great season. Clearly we loved it. We cannot recommend it enough. Like, I thought it was really great. It's such an easy watch. Like, you devour it because it really is, it sucks you in. It's a great series. The writing is great. The action is good. I can't say enough good things about the show. I
have no complaints, really.
Yeah.
It's so good. Except for the one thing, portray Black women in nice ways.
I think they did that with the officer, the agent.
Leo?
Not Leo, the woman.
Oh, the woman, yeah, she was great. I liked her character.
Yeah.
She even helped Homegirl at the
end.
Yeah.
You know, she helps Clara get away and she finally finds her mother, which I think is, like, interesting. Like, season 2 in so many ways hinged on Clara being introduced to the story, and now that she's with her mother, will she be brought back in season 3, or is this her goodbye? We'll see. But I like that character, and I really like the girl that's playing it. I think she's, like, such a cutie, and, like, her cheekbones, like, I couldn't get enough.
Yeah, I liked her a lot.
Like, her face is just so interesting. I feel like if she was taller, she needed to model. Like, she just has such an interesting face. Like, those eyes are just, she almost looks like a beautiful alien. Like, side note, but yeah, I hope they kind of bring her back in some way without, like, endangering her mother or disrupting whatever she's gonna go off and build for herself.
Well, let's see.
Yeah,
because we know that's what she wanted. She just wanted her mom.
Like, that's just so sad. Like,
I know.
Like, sometimes you just want your mommy, and it's just, like, so sad that these girls don't have that.
They don't have any family.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And they don't really have any friends outside of each other and the friendships that they're forming there, but...
And are they really friends?
That's what I was literally about to say. Like, are they really friends? Like, we see at the end when Sandy kind of turns on them. It's like that friendship is very hollow.
Since we're still on TV, did you watch the VMAs? Because that happened this week, but I just didn't.
Yes, I did. And I was tweeting through it. So if you go to my Twitter, you can see all my thoughts about the show. So it was sold as a live show. Like, a live broadcast. But it wasn't really, like, totally live. Like, there was only a couple stars there. And, like, Keke Palmer was supposed to be in, like, all around New York. Because the show is taking place all around the city, and it was, like, on a green screen that made it look like they were on the rooftop of a building in New York, and it was, like, this fake audience that was kind of, like, green screened in.
So she wasn't in New York.
It did tape in New York, but it was, like, on a sound stage, but they weren't outside, but it made it seem like it was outside. It looked like they were on a rooftop, but, like, the buildings behind them were kind of, like, green screened in.
So they were in a studio in New York.
Basically.
And they made it look like outside New York. Okay.
And so everybody was social distanced, and, like, if, Jaden Smith came out to present something, and then Lady Gaga won everything, because she was, like, the only real star that showed up there. She won, like, 5 awards, which, like, I loved Chromatica, but, like, some of the awards that she won, I was like, no.
The video for Rain on Me wasn't even all that. Like, I liked it, but it was, like, whatever.
Yeah, like, they won Best Collaboration against, like...
Drake and Future. Wasn't Life is Good nominated?
Yeah, it was. And it was just, like, I don't know. There was just a lot of... She got everything because she was the only real star there. So I understand, like, her... Whatever. So, it was, like, one person on the stage at a time, and it just felt really kind of dead, like, the whole show. Like, all the dancers, the backup dancers were all wearing masks, and I was like, is that really, like, was that necessary?
Like, were the performances live, or were they pre-recorded?
So, they said that they were live, but I saw on, like, Twitter, just going through hashtags and stuff, like, The Weeknd opened the show, and his performance was, like, done on, like, a rooftop, like, downtown New York, and then he had this huge firework display that went off, and they filmed that the day before. because people in New York in the area was like, oh, the huge firework display went off, and they were told it was going to go off at a certain time. It didn't go off at that time, but that happened the day before it aired. So it's like, what was live? What, like, you know, like maybe Gaga, because her and Ariana were in the building, they performed live, and some other people performed live, but it was just very like, this could have all been done in someone's backyard. Like, you know, some of the performers, some of the people that won awards, they sent in their acceptance speech.
Oh, okay.
And so it's like, okay, here's Taylor Swift. She looks like she's in a closet, like in her bedroom.
Oh no.
And, you know, she's doing this acceptance speech, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's just very weird. Like, I just think the whole, like, I know that the show must go on, but like, must it? Like,
must it? I'm dead.
I can't get into these like Zoom shows, these like put together things. Like, it just feels very hokey and depressing. And
yeah, I don't even like the Zoom podcasts anymore. I only watch the podcasters that are taking the risk of being together now.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like, it for a while I understood it, but like now I'm just like over it. Like, at this point, if you're gonna continue doing these events, like just take the year off. Like, what's the problem if nobody wins a Grammy in 2020? Like, this is it's an unprecedented time. Like, treat it as such. Like, business does not have to keep going as usual. Like, it's very, I don't know. I kept complaining, and I was like, okay, after Gaga performs, I'm out. Like,
okay.
And
was her performance good?
Her performance was good. She came with all the theatrics. She had this wild outfit, and she had this crazy stage, and she sounded good, and she was playing the piano, and she was dancing, and Ariana came out, and they were very cute. Like, her performance was great. I like that she gave me something. Like, everybody else was actually really kind of boring. I thought Miley did well. I liked her staging. I thought her outfit was great. Her hair looked atrocious, but she looked beautiful. Like,
she's rocking the mullet.
She's rocking the mullet. I'm not a fan. But I thought she looked beautiful, and I like her new song, and I liked her performance. And that's really, out of the ones that I watched, that was like the only two people that I liked. Oh, I kind of liked Doja Cat's performance, but it was all very like, she was dressed like an alien almost.
Doja Cat's red carpet look was not cute. I saw that.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Her red carpet look wasn't cute.
And then like the red carpet looks, like some people posted their red carpet look like hours before.
Oh, really?
You know, it was like...
Oh, but people do a carpet before the actual show.
No, but not like half an hour before the show. I mean, like 4 hours before a show, like publications were like, Madison Beer's red carpet look from the VMAs.
Her look was cute too.
You know, it was kind of like that kind of thing. And I don't know, it was just like very like, meh.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys thought of the VMAs if you watched
It's just like very disappointing for me, because I'm of an age that the VMAs was like the biggest thing in music. Like, it wasn't about the Grammys. It was really about the VMAs in the early 2000s and the late 90s. And
even me, I remember the VMAs being so iconic and being so excited to watch
Right,
them.
And you talked about it all year, and you were just so excited. And like, now it's just like, this could have literally not happened, and nobody would have cared, and it wouldn't have mattered. And it's just such a fall from grace, I think.
The kiddos these days, which are like the biggest consumers of commercial pop music, they don't consume media the same way. They don't watch TV.
They don't.
I barely even watch TV, and I'm like half Gen Z, half millennial, so it's like, it's weird. I think maybe that's why they're not as good as they used to be. I
just want, like, where are the producers that put together, like,
also,
Madonna making out with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera? Like, where is that producer? Whose idea was that? And where are they? And why aren't they working? Like, I can't. Like, just, you know, it's just, I don't know.
I know. It's hard.
It's
hard
real
to watch.
rough. It's real rough. I didn't watch the BET Awards, but people said it was good. But again, like, Zoom on green screen in your backyard, I can't get into it.
I'm not a fan either.
But you know who did killed it on the pre-show? Chloe and Halle. Their performance was really good.
People keep talking about that performance.
They are killing it.
I need to watch it.
And they didn't win the award that they should have won. There was an award given best performance, like from your backyard. I think that was the category.
Oh, really?
It was like a quarantine, like best quarantine performance,
Okay.
and they didn't win. And it was just like, are you serious? Like they've literally been killing every performance that they do on their backyard. Like on that tennis court is like the MVP of quarantine. And the fact that they didn't get the award, it was just like, who's watching this? Who voted? Like, what's happening? Like, why?
I barely even knew what was happening. I feel like before you would see commercials, you would see it everywhere, like VMAs coming, VMAs coming.
No, I feel like there was a lot of commercials.
Oh, well, I guess I wasn't paying attention.
I don't know. I saw a lot of commercials for it, and Keke Palmer did. She did good, but again, meh. I was just very like, I just wasn't into it. Maybe I'm too old. I don't think I'm also their like target audience. So maybe it just like,
but then who
wasn't for me?
Because if their target audience is me or people younger than me, like our little sister, neither of us watched it.
I know neither of you watched it.
Yeah, so it's just like,
I think I'm the only person in the house that watched it.
Yeah, you were.
Okay then. So
you're doing something wrong, MTV.
Something ain't right.
Yeah.
Anyways. Okay. So it's time for tea.
Time for tea, even though I'm done with my tea.
So am I.
I have a little bit left.
Okay, hit me with your first story. What's going on this week? A lot.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on this week, guys.
Yeah. And it's funny because last week we were struggling to like get our tea together.
I know, but it's weird. Like I felt like that, but then we had so much to say last week, and I just feel like in my head, I feel like nothing's happening, but a lot's happening.
Maybe it's the quality of the stories, the juiciness of the stories, because this week it was juicy.
Yeah, okay.
So my first story is that Robert Pattinson, that we talked about last week, new Batman, he actually tested positive for corona. So the filming for Batman has been halted.
Wait, it's not done?
No, they're still filming it.
How?
I don't know.
There was a trailer.
They're still filming it. And apparently,
he's
filming
sick.
Is halted because he's ill.
Has anybody from the crew been diagnosed?
We don't know, but we know how closely people in production work.
Yeah.
So, like,
his makeup artist, the hairstylist, the wardrobe girl that dresses him, the PA that follows him around, that gets his water.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow this story and see if there's an outbreak on the set, because that would be insane.
Interesting. I saw yesterday that The Rock came out saying that him and his entire family were diagnosed with COVID. They're on the other end of it, but he looked like sick. You know when someone looks like sick in the eyes?
Yeah.
Because they look like weak? That's how he looked. I've never seen him look like that before. I was like, wow. Pobre. That's crazy.
Yeah. Everybody's getting the Rona. Yeah, that's what I have. I thought that was good, though.
Wow.
Now that you mention it, I'm surprised they're not done filming, but yeah.
Yeah, so am I. Okay, so my first story, my girl, Mariah Carey, we know her new upcoming memoir is coming out, and she has revealed ahead of the book coming out that two of her, like, very famous songs were actually confirmed that they were about her fling with the baseball player Derek Jeter back in the 90s. So from her Butterfly album, the song The Roof and My All is literally in my like top 3 Mariah Carey songs. So for her to confirm that this is about Derek Jeter, like, wow. Derek, that was about Derek Jeter? Okay. I was just like very surprised by this. I think it's just very interesting. It was right about the time that she was getting divorced from Tommy Mottola, right before it was like final. So it was kind of like an illicit love affair.
Ooh, that's fun. I feel like Mariah loves a good affair.
She kind of does.
She loves a good fling.
She does. So I'm just like so excited for the book. It comes out I think this month, and so can't wait.
I like that. Fun and fresh.
Yes. Okay.
Another fun and fresh story we have this week is that Kylie Jenner is Instagram official with her new boo.
She posted him again. Because there was that first picture she posted like maybe a month ago, and now we've got a second post.
Yeah, and I think in the first picture, it wasn't
like they were booed up.
It wasn't romantic.
No.
Yeah, this past picture was very romantic. So.
Yes. I think he's hot.
Oh, he's so hot.
He's hot, he's tall. He kind of reminds me of Giannis.
He does. Yeah.
Courtney's ex little fling boyfriend guy. That's the look that he's giving me. That's the vibe.
Interesting that they've all gone for like these Euro Middle Eastern men now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to their roots. Okay, well, the next thing I want to talk about is the picture seen around the world. So as I'm watching the VMAs, my timeline is just split. It's like half VMAs, half Adele. And it's just like, Adele.
Sis, I'm laughing because she has the photo up and it is hilarious.
If you haven't seen it yet, Adele was celebrating what would have been Notting Hill Carnival in London, and she posted this herself, which was the most interesting part of this story to me.
I know. She posted that on her own Instagram. It's just and she looks so bad. Okay, so number one, she looks so bad in the photo. Number two, all of the black women are mad that she's sporting Bantu knots.
Oh my god.
In her hair.
Okay, so
but she just looks so bad.
Okay, so like the photo seems like an off guard, like I wasn't ready.
Then why would she post it?
That's what I'm thinking. Like when I saw the photo, I was like, oh my god, who caught this photo and put my girl on blast?
And she posted that photo with her whole chest because it's still on her Instagram.
But she posted it.
Still there.
And I was literally in bed crying, laughing like I am right now. Like I was dead. Like this outfit, the shiny bumps. I just like I can't. Like she's wearing like acid wash tie-dye pants, the Jamaican flag bathing suit top, and then the carnival feather wings.
And they're not even good.
Yeah, it's like the little ones, and then her hair is in shiny bumps, Bantu knots. In Jamaica, we call them shiny bumps, and I just was dead. I was dead. I'm still on the floor over there. I just don't understand.
But like, okay, what I want to know is this photo really controversial? Like, were you guys mad when you saw this, or were you guys just like on the floor like Adriana?
Okay, so
because I wasn't mad. I just think it's hilarious.
That's my question to you. What's your on a level of like 1 to 10 of cultural appropriation? How upset are you as a Jamaican, as a fellow Jamaican? How do you feel seeing our girl like this?
Oh my gosh, I think there are a lot of Jamaicans out there.
Oh my god. People love to be fake Jamaican.
People love to be fake Jamaican, especially Brits. Brits love to act like they're Jamaican.
Yes.
And Canadians also love to act like they're Jamaican.
Well, that's because there's a lot of us up there and in those places, so it's like, it makes sense. You get used to the culture and you start to like jock our style. But do you get mad over people being like fake Jamaican?
No, it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't really bother me. The only people that bother me are like, I don't like a white dread.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay.
I'm never with it.
I'm
never with it.
I see.
That's my line. I'm okay with everything up to that point.
Okay. I just think I never understood the cultural appropriation with hairstyles thing.
No, because then they're just always doing too much. It's like, dreads are not for your hair, you've forced this, and then now it's like...
It's one thing if it looks bad, like, I think Adele looks bad, so it's like, I guess maybe that's why it doesn't bother me that much, but I could understand, It's just weird. I guess I don't know if this is it, but when the Kardashians were doing cornrows, I know like black women were mad because on them it's cute and it's trendy, but on black women it's like it's ratchet.
Yeah.
I understand that. Like they made it look trendy, whatever, but still it's a little confusing. Like she looks so bad there.
I know, it's just like the picture is just like not a good picture, and how do we feel about the Jamaican flag bathing suit? Like, this is my thing. Like, if when you go to Carnival, you rep your city. So, like, you rep your country. So, even if I'm in Trinidad at Carnival, I'm gonna have my Jamaican flag. I'm not gonna put on a Trinidad flag. So, it's weird. It's kind of weird for her to be in the Jamaican flag, to be repping Jamaica. Like, regardless of what Carnival she would have been at, she should have been repping England. Because unless there was some sort of ancestry test that happened that we don't know about, sis, you ain't Jamaican. I don't think so, as far as I know.
I don't even think the ancestry test should hold up, because I've told you the story. I know someone that like found out they were 1% black, and then they started claiming they were black, and I was just like, okay. Okay, blondie, blue eyes.
So it's just, this was hilarious. The jokes just went on for the jokes were just so funny. But I was just like, I don't know if I'm mad.
I'm not mad. I just feel bad for sis.
I know, like, I feel like a lot of people came in her neck, and it was just like, okay, first of all, you're doing way too much.
Yeah.
But it's just always weird. And then, so Chet Hanks, do you know Tom Hanks' son that did those videos?
The other fake Jamaican.
Yes, so he did a video, basically like, oh, I see my girl, she looked good, and everybody's talking about her, like, Adele, holla at me. And, you know, he did his whole fake Jamaican patois thing, which, of course, people were like, here he goes.
I don't know.
But when he was doing those videos, I thought it was really like, this is a joke. He had probably just gotten back from a trip. He liked the accent.
Yeah.
He could sort of kind of do it, and it was just like a moment. But it really became a question of like, is this cultural appropriation or appreciation? And he was just like, I'm not trying to steal anyone's like thing. I'm just like bigging up Jamaica. Like, what's the problem?
The cultural appropriation is really hard for me. I don't get offended when people like are fake Jamaican. Like, we let Drake be fake Jamaican all the time. We let Madonna be fake British for years. So it's just like, where do you draw the line? Like, it's weird for me.
It is weird for me. When other people have that conversation, I can understand, like, I can understand it for them. I just never, I don't know. I don't know.
Unpopular opinion. I'm not offended by Adele. I just feel bad for her. She did, somebody did her wrong.
I just like don't understand like what happened to, and then like the background of the picture, like where is she? Like whose backyard is it's like whose uncle is back here with the stand with the coconut stand? I'm so confused. Sis looks uncomfortable, and I just
what was her caption?
Happy what would be Notting Hill Carnival, my beloved London. And then she put a British flag and a Jamaican flag. And then, of course, people were like, what Jamaican man conned Adele into loving her?
Oh my gosh, we can't talk about this for any longer.
And, you know, Jamaican men love a white woman that they can get papers from. Like, they're
known multiple 90-day fiance couples.
Oh my gosh, I just can't. It was just too much. I was literally dead.
Anyways, in other news, Christine Quinn, star of the Netflix breakout reality show Selling Sunset, was just interviewed for British Vogue. And the article is such a good read. I highly recommend you all read it. It's called 8 Life Lessons from Christine Quinn. And one of the biggest pieces of I guess tea information to come out of this article is that she's starting her own brand. She didn't say what kind of brand it was. I'm assuming it's something real estate or fashion related. She says she's working out the kinks with...
I don't think it's going to be real estate.
No, you think it's like fashion, beauty?
I think so. Okay. She said it. She joined Instagram when the show first dropped. So that was like a year ago.
She never had Instagram before.
She never had Instagram before. She already has like 3 million followers.
No, it's like, I think it's 2.
2?
Under 1 million? Yeah, they see the
number. No, it's like over 1 million.
They see the number in the article. I'll confirm that for you guys.
I think people are like obsessed with her.
I love her.
She can go on to do just about anything.
The other piece of tea is that 1.1 mil.
Okay.
The other piece of tea that came out of this article is that she wants to have her own show. She's tired of selling Sunset. I'll give you the quote.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah, a spin-off solo show would be a great idea. I'm so tired of sharing screen time with those 5 other bitches.
I watched an interview with her the other day, and she's just like, I don't understand why they don't understand that we're making TV.
Yeah.
Like, she's just like, the clothes, the hair, the everything. She's like, this is a job. And she's like, I do my real estate and whatever, but this is work. And nobody else likes to treat it like that. And I can I can just see the spinoff coming.
Yep, she is setting herself up as a star,
but she's
on her own.
She says, like, her husband, he's like not good in front of the camera, and he doesn't like the spotlight, the limelight. And he's a very private, like, kind of person. So I wonder if it's going to be something surrounding like them or like her.
I wonder too, and maybe it'll be. Here's my theory. Maybe it'll be focused on her and
like
building
her
new
company.
Yeah.
Very Cavallari.
Exactly.
I could see it in that. You know, it's like you see the husband and you see them at dinner or whatever, but it's more so about her and her business and the cast of people that she surrounds herself with to build that.
Yeah, and I also think she's setting herself up to leave the Oppenheim group because she did talk about...
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, she did.
That's coming.
She did talk about real estate being her first love, and she did say, like, the market's kind of weird right now, so she doesn't know what's going to happen with it. That's why she's focusing on herself.
I can totally see that happening. And I watched an interview with Heather, and she says that it hasn't been confirmed a season 4 yet.
Wow.
And we already know that Brett has left the group, so...
And Maya's in Miami doing something else.
Yeah, you know, she's here living her life with her husband and her kids.
Yeah. And then Heather and Tarek. Heather was just on Tarek's show on HGTV.
Yes.
And I feel like they're definitely positioning themselves as like an HGTV couple.
Oh, so. For sure.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if Heather went off and did that too.
For sure.
But what do you think? This show might not be coming back.
I mean, I think it will be like, wow, what a cult classic. You know, it will be one of those like, oh my god, everybody was obsessed and then it disappeared, but we got these like gang of characters to come out of it.
Have you seen them advertise $1 Million Beach House on Netflix?
Yes.
Okay, are we gonna watch that?
Maybe.
I think we should. Hey guys, you heard it here first. Coming soon, review $1 Million Beach House. Because it looks like Selling Sunset, but East Coast and like with guys.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me of like, I don't know. I guess maybe it's the fact that it's like the men that it's surrounded by, that it's centered around, that I just was kind of like, eh.
But there's a woman in the group as well.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I saw the preview and I was just kind of like, okay.
We'll see.
We'll see.
But yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Christine, excited to see what else she does. And this is a big thing for her. Like Vogue. Gosh, love that.
That is a very big thing.
Yeah.
To be interviewed by Vogue and in the pages. And she's like very like high fashion. Everything is extremely curated. Like nothing about her is like candid.
Yeah.
You know? Everything is
styled
and like just done to perfection.
I love it.
We'll see. Okay, so next story, which I thought was such an interesting one.
I love this.
So Brad Pitt, he's in page 6. So it is rumored that he is dating someone new. Her name is Nicole Poltrowski. I cannot read. She is 27, and she has been married to a German restaurateur named Roland Mary, who is 68 years old for the past 8 years.
Gosh, she was so young when she married him.
Right, she was 20.
She's 27, she was 19.
Yeah, okay. Apparently, they are still married, and you could describe their relationship as an open marriage. And he has been married several times and has 5 children, and he's just not interested in negativity or jealousy, according to a source. And it appears that her and Brad Pitt have met on the set of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, really? I heard that they met in one of her husband's restaurants.
Yeah, like when he was filming that.
Okay.
During that time. And since then, they have been seen together on multiple occasions. And so they're, supposedly dating. And I just think this is so funny. Like, his girlfriend is a whole wife, and you're dating Brad Pitt. Like, how fucking greedy are you?
How greedy. You've got the rich German husband.
Right.
And then you've got your little...
Brad Pitt. You've got your little fling.
Your
who is Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Like, what?
Ma'am, honestly, she's living life in a way that I only hope to. I read this story.
She is like top tier, like new level unlocked.
She's cracked the code. Like, whatever it is, she is just light years ahead of the rest of us. I don't know what it is, but when I read this story, I was like, I have to stand. Like, you have your old rich husband who is just you're gonna live out your years with him, and he's not even that old. 68, like,
he's almost 70. That's pretty old.
That's old in comparison to her, but like, he could live another 40 years.
Probably not,
but he could. Like, he's probably at least gonna live another like 20.
Okay.
So he's not, what I'm saying is, he's not so old that he's not going to divorce her.
Oh, okay.
And then for her to go and pick up Brad Pitt as her boyfriend, I just feel like, sis, you are living on the edge, but I understand, like, I would risk it all for Brad Pitt as well.
It's rough out here. Like, it would be very difficult for me to say no to Brad Pitt, But
right.
This story is very juicy because they were just vacationing together in the south of France, and they stayed at, like, the place where Brad and Angelina Jolie got married.
Yikes.
That is, like, so petty, right? Like, how are you gonna take your new girl to our old wedding venue?
Oh, men love to do shit like that.
Oh my gosh, that is so petty.
They love doing stuff like that.
Yeah, and she was posting pictures topless. Like, it was like a fun little thing. And guys, this story is everywhere. Cosmo, Page 6, The Cut, Daily Mail, US Weekly. Like, this is everywhere.
Right.
And it's just crazy. The open relationships are having a moment.
They really are. I mean, yeah. Wow. I understand why her at 27, if you get the chance to date Brad Pitt, like, I get it. But it's just, I hope that she's got, like, a really good prenup that, like, guarantees her, like, a nice little stack, or no prenup at all. I just hope she is, if like, if it's open and it's all good, then it's all good. But, like, I would just hope for something to happen to her, and then she has, you know, she no longer...
Oh, you would hate for something to happen to her.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
I would just hate for something to happen and then her husband to flip on it. You know, like, it's one thing if you're dating, like, the pool boy. You know, like, screwing the pool boy on the side.
And nobody knows.
And nobody knows. And it's another thing to be in Page 6 with Brad Pitt. Like,
So
your man might feel...
so disrespectful.
Your man might feel some type of way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yikes.
But I do stand.
Oh, no, I love that for her. And I love that for him.
Oh, for sure.
And hey, maybe the husband's like out here dating models too. We don't know their situation.
Oh, we definitely don't.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it. He's definitely got like 6 other girlfriends.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay.
Well, with that being said, I think that's all we have for you.
No!
What?
We have one more story.
Oh, Carol Baskin. Killed her husband, whacked him.
Wait, okay, guys. The cast for Dancing with the Stars new season has been revealed.
Mm-hmm.
And this is another thing that when I read it, somebody put it in our family group chat, and I literally I was sitting outside of work, and I read my phone, and I started crying laughing. Like, I just thought, what in the world is happening? Like, who broke the simulation? Like, what is going on?
Simulation been broke, honey.
So, the new cast has been revealed. Let's go through the people.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin Bristow, she was on The Bachelorette. She was season 11 of The Bachelorette.
And we don't care about her.
AJ McLean from Backstreet Boys.
Oh, okay.
What? AJ was my favorite Backstreet Boy, so I'm very excited for him. Carol Baskin.
That bitch.
That bitch, Carol Baskin. Carol fucking Baskin. I don't understand how this is happening. Like, ABC has lost their mind. This woman killed her husband, and we all know that. Like, there is not a doubt in anyone's mind
Oh my gosh.
that this
the
woman
memes-
is a killer.
The memes are so funny. They're just like when Carol Baskin gets kicked off the Dancing with the Stars, like her with a gun, like
Right. Like,
plotting.
who's her manager? Like, who thought this up? Like, whose idea was this?
Every episode, she's gonna wear cheetah, leopard.
Oh my god,
something.
it's gonna be a cat.
And every episode,
Thing.
she's gonna talk about saving the big cats when she keeps them in cages too.
But, like, she's, like, so old and, like, Aki. Like, I can't imagine her dancing. Like, she has to
I
dance.
didn't even think about that. Adriana, she's gonna dance.
She has to dance.
Oh, I'm watching.
I
now.
cannot.
I need to see how she moves.
Okay. I can't. I literally cannot.
So funny.
Next up is Nelly.
Fun.
This is such a star-studded cast to me. This is the best cast they've ever had.
Wait,
Chrishell?
Chrishell is gonna be on Dancing
Chrishell from Selling Sunset.
Oh, that's so on brand for her.
Jessie Metcalf.
Mm-hmm.
Monica Aldama, who from Cheers. From
Cheer. Oh my god, the coach from Cheer.
Yes.
I'm watching Dancing with the Stars. This is so amazing. Wait, but who was the guy that you just said?
Jessie Metcalf. You know who
Who's
this
that?
guy is. He's been on, like, everything. John Tucker Must Die, Dallas, Passions, Desperate Housewives.
Okay.
Maybe he's, like, from my generation. Like, I know him.
A little man candy.
Yeah, he was like I don't know, he was just in everything when I was younger. Okay. Charles Oakley, which was an NBA star. Sky Jackson, yes, love Sky Jackson.
You know, she came for someone I know on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, she like totally came for them and almost got them expelled from FIU.
What?
Yeah. Side T, but yeah, Sky Jackson be coming for people.
Really?
Mm-hmm,
okay. Vernon Davis, who is an NFL player. I don't know him, but I know the name.
Mm-hmm.
Anne Heche. You probably don't know who this is, but she was like a big time actress from back in the day.
Okay.
She was in Psycho. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like, I don't know. She's just a very popular actress.
Okay.
Johnny Weir.
Oh my god, I love him!
Right?
Yes, the male figure
The
skater
skater.
that he commentates? What is that? He's one of the commentators for the Winter Olympics. every time, yeah.
Jeannie Mai.
Okay, so I'm happy Jeannie Mai is there because, as we all know, like she's not dating Nelly.
No, she's dating
Jeezy. For a second, I was like, okay, we're gonna have a little couple rivalry, but no, I was wrong.
You're gonna die of this next one. Neve.
I know. I saw Neve.
I just can what is happening?
Star-studded.
Justina Mercado. She just had a show on Netflix last year that was really big, and she's been in a bunch of things. I feel like you would know her.
I know her face.
Yeah, Justina Mercado.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. The fact that
Dancing with the Stars is coming back. I used to love that show. I'm gonna watch it again now.
I think they really are going after big names because they fired the host and they brought on Tyra Banks is the new host.
No.
Dead.
I just need a moment.
Dead, right?
I just need a moment because Tyra is my queen.
Tyra.
I love her.
Tyra's
back on. Every time Tyra comes back on TV, I'm like, okay, time to get ready.
Right.
That video, the people that are just rushing to get ready, I'm just like, okay, Tyra's back.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
What is happening?
This is what I needed in my life.
This is a reboot. This is the lifeline that they needed. This is what the fuck I'm talking about. This cast is honestly so star-studded. It's stacked.
Oh, Monica from Cheer! Oh my gosh, I am so excited for this season. You guys, let us know in the comments and in the reviews if you're excited for Dancing with the Stars.
I probably watched the first 3 seasons of Dancing with the Stars because I was in middle school or high school. And for this to come around now, these are some big names. You might not know her, but Caitlin Bristow from The Bachelorette, she's a big deal.
Everyone
in
from
Bachelor Nation.
Everyone in Bachelor Nation is a big deal. It's just a fact. Everyone.
So I just star-studded. When I saw this cast, my jaw dropped. I was like, wow, they're coming. They're coming
different.
They're coming
different.
I think Tyra has a lot to do with this, though.
Yes.
I think so.
Tyra was like, this is who you need.
Right. I just am shocked. I'm just I'm shocked.
When this hasn't been filmed yet, right?
No. Well, it's live.
Okay, so when
September 14th. It's coming. It's coming
so
soon. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm literally so excited for this.
I wonder if they're gonna have an audience.
Okay, so we're gonna review Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Right.
I never would have thought.
I really don't care about Dancing with the Stars
it
one
lame.
iota.
Yeah, it got really lame.
Wow. Can't wait.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
For sure. Okay, so that's it. That's all we have for you today.
Yeah, now that's all we have for today. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a rating, review.
Tell us something nice.
Comment nice things.
And we will see you next week for another episode of the TV&T podcast. Bye, guys.
Bye.